Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to our Live Young seminar. Live Younger, Longer with the 5 elements to anti-aging organized by Nu Skin Singapore. I'm Shalene, your host for this evening. The anti-aging industry is one of the largest and most significant mega trends of the last century. In just 2006, close to 500 million people worldwide were 65 years and older. And by 2030, just look at among yourself, 1 in every 5 Singaporeans we met will be 65 years old and over. Hence, it's very important that we ourselves prepare for this greying trend. As we age, we will all continue to find solutions to help us slow down the biological aging, to help us live younger and longer, and to enjoy a life of freedom to do what we all want. In this seminar, Nu Skin has your answer to the ageless quest, and we will all learn the science and the secrets uncovered on anti-aging from our speakers tonight. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our Nu Skin Singapore Director of Digital Success, Ms. Neo Chui, to give us her opening speech.
Hi, good evening everyone. Good evening. Good evening to all my business partners and to all the new friends who are attending tonight's session for the first time. Hey, a very warm welcome. Hey, can I have a show of hands who's attending tonight's session, Nu Skin workshop for the very first time? Hey, warm welcome to all of you. I'm very confident that you will enjoy tonight's session. So to begin with, please also join me to welcome our VIP guest, okay, Dr. Josh Chu. I think we are very glad and very honored to have him with us tonight. You know, he's one busy man. Why? Because now we are in the growing phase, right? Okay, we are growing so well, all because of the work that Dr. Josh Chu and his team, his R&D team, okay, because of all their efforts, you know, that they have put behind ageLOC, that has allowed us, you know, wonderful and fantastic products that allow and propel us, you know, to grow very well in our business. So exactly, you know, this is exactly, you know, what the theme of this workshop tells us: live younger, longer. Not just in terms of how we look, how we feel, but also in terms of how well fed our pockets are, our bank accounts are. Okay, and I would like to share very good news with all of you. Do you want to know how the Nu Skin Singapore fared for this year? Yes? Okay, do you know that for the Q1 of this year, okay, Nu Skin Singapore has a strong growth of 32% year-over-year. Congratulations! All these great results are possible because of all our business builders. And just last month, May was the highest ever achieved month, disregarding convention month last year. Okay, May 2011 was our highest month, okay, since year 2002. Wow. Hey, Singaporeans, you're too cool. Be proud of these results. It's the highest month, okay? And if you remember, okay, we had ageLOC launch last year, right? So to achieve such fantastic results this year is really, really amazing. Okay, and for some of you who have been to our showcase, you have seen our wonderful, beautiful showcase. Okay, that is an investment of $1 million. Okay, and how did we get such a big budget from corporate? Okay, it's all because of our wonderful results. Okay, we have, you know, continuously shown, you know, that Singapore, you know, is a tremendous market, probably one of the most profitable market in the Nu Skin world. And right now in the US, okay, they are also investing as much as US 80 million in growing and building another R&D facility, okay, in the corporate HQ, okay, in Provo, Utah. So these are really, really wonderful results. And we will continue to grow. Why? Okay, because our CEO, okay, Truman Han, has set a very clear goal for all of us. And that is very in line with Nu Skin's vision. Okay, and if you still remember and if you know, our vision is to become the world leading direct selling company to pay out the most commissions to our distributors than any other company. And with that in mind, we set a very clear goal. And I dare to say that no other companies probably dare to set that kind of goal. Yeah, you agree with me? And what is that goal? That goal is to achieve $5 billion in revenue and to pay out another $2 billion in commissions. Would you like to be part of that payout? Yes, I'm sure you do. So tonight, Dr. Josh Chu will share with you the wonderful products that we have. The friend that brought you here is going to share with you the wonderful business opportunity that will allow you to be part of that $2 billion commission. So last but not least, I thank Dr. Josh Chu again for being here with us and spending time to do this workshop for us. And I wish that all of you have a pleasant evening ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chu Yi. In the anti-aging science, our team of scientists is definitely leading the way by identifying the 5 elements that can help us in living younger and longer. Tonight, we have invited Dr. Josh Chu, who is the Senior Director of Clinical Affairs and Pharmacology for both Nu Skin and Pharmex. He is the man who managed the clinical and pharmacology labs in China, and today he has written more than 42 publications and has several patents. Without further ado, let's learn more about the secret to living young and longer from a doctor and scientist view. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Dr. Josh Chu.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's really good to see all of you, and there's so many familiar faces. Let's go over there. Nu Skin, we call our company anti-aging company. It's really, we are working on all the anti-aging products, particularly now we have an ageLOC, right? So everybody is familiar about it. It's really, we are facing an aging society. Singapore is aging, becoming aging, and the Asian is becoming aging. If you look at this chart, in 1990, and we see a very beautiful shape. This is the most of people in the 30. But when we move to 2000, year 2000, these people go over to the year 40. And all the way to 2050, we see the shape already reversed. So this shows the society is getting aging in 2050. And the newspaper says that Asians are aging. Some of the people looking younger, and if you see the faces, and some people look younger than their age, and if you see their movement, many people are doing more exercise, they behaves younger. And we know the signs of aging shows many different signs and lines, wrinkle and firmness, lots of firmness, and even skin tones. And all those signs shows the aging of the people's face. And also, people may say, okay, that's all depends on the genes. And my father lives 90 years old, and my mother lives 100 years old. My family has anti-aging genes. But if you look at this identical twins, on the left side, the twins without any smoking and drinking, and on the right side, and the twin sisters, she has 30 years smoking and drinking, and looks much older than her sister. So we have anti-aging genes, but also the aging affected by the environmental factors. And for the outside, for the inside, internally, and as old people, they lost the physical strength, they feel lack of energy, and then they develop many disease risks. For example, the risks for cancer, for diabetes, cardiovascular diseases in the joints, in the immunity, in the so on and so on, the memory and the eye functioning and the liver function as well. So this is an internal science for the aging. Of course, the genetic factors determines how old we are and how long we live, right? And it determines the outside the phases and the inside the energy production. But if the anti-aging, if the genetic source is in override, and the inside of the body, the aging forces were over the anti-aging forces. In our body, there are two parts fighting each other. So when the aging force over anti-aging force, our body become more tissue damage over tissue repair. And we, in our body, we have a tissue repair function. If the tissue damage over tissue repair, and we will see the aging acceleration, and eventually it will cause the premature death. So this is the course of aging from genetic information, the genetic factors, and all the environmental factors in our body's repair function, and finally become a premature death. So this is the circle we call the aging circle. And the inside of the aging, of course, the gene expression determines the aging process and the anti-aging process. And now all those environmental factors, for example, the oxidative stress, and the environmental and the lifestyle, and the cell function, and the hormonal imbalance, and also the obesity and the metabolism. They are all, in fact, the aging. It changes the gene expression. And we have products, LabPack and the G3, they are working on the oxidative stress, reduce the oxidative stress. And also we have a scanner to test our antioxidant capacity in our body. And we have a T-Green, we have a Reishi-Max. This is the best combination for cellular health. And also we have a future product in Singapore. We have a future product to work on the YGC expression. For example, this is a transformation kit, and also this galvanic spark to help to change the YGC expression. And also later we may have this G3 vitality and renew and recharge product to help to maintain a better cellular function. And we still leave some spots opening for the future product development for hormonal imbalance. And also we may have a second generation of the TRA to help to control the body weight and the obesity, and help to maintain a better metabolism. So this is all the product will work on the gene expression and make our live younger and longer. We always talk about the oxidative stress, and how can we maintain a better antioxidant condition in our body? And people were asked why we are always talking about the antioxidant. And there is a story here. In the early life, when there was no oxygen on the earth at the origin of the life. When the oxygen appears on the earth, in the early life face oxygen toxicity and the damages. And if we look at this chart from oxygen to water, this blue part are not really toxic. But in the middle part, from superoxide and hydrogen peroxide, those are toxic. And our early life face oxygen toxicity and damage. And the survivors from oxygen damage were those who evolved themselves with increased capacity against oxygen toxicity. And those survivors were then capable of using oxygen for energy production and then become bigger in size, like our human being. So aging is the result of the cell fighting against the oxygen toxicity and the other toxicities. And the longevity is the result of very strong detoxification in the body, fighting against the toxicity, oxygen toxicity and the toxin toxicity, leading to a minimal tissue damage in the body. So this is the aging and the longevity. And then we found there's a structure called the mitochondrial respiratory chain or electron transporter chain. This is the chain in the cells was built up through the evolution. Now we can use this chain, this structure will use the oxygen for energy production and to fight against the oxygen toxicity. This is the structure in the mitochondria. If people look at this chart, oh my gosh, it's so complicated, right? But I can tell you a way to read this slide. If you look at this side, on the left side, this is all about glucose metabolism. And then the other side on the right, this is talking about the lipid metabolism. The very important part is this pink area. This is called the electron transporter chain system. This is the system to produce bioenergy. We call it ATP. If we put in a very simple way, and the mitochondria in the center, they use the food calorie, either glucose or lipid, for energy production. And they also use the energy, they use the oxygen for the energy production. But when we produce biological energy, ATP, also produce some oxygen-free radicals that increase oxidative stress to the mitochondria. So this chart, this slide shows age-related increase of oxidation attacked protein and the lipids in the mitochondria. First, let's look at the protein, oxidative protein, which we call the protein carbonyl group. And the horizontal axis shows the age of the rats. And we can see the protein carbonyl group in brain and the liver increase with age. Okay, from 48, 68 to 81, increase with age. The second part, we can see the lipid peroxidized, TBARS. This is oxidized lipid. This oxidized lipid also increase in brain and the liver with age, from 11, 17, and 18, also in the liver. So this is the oxidized protein and the lipid. With this increased protein and the lipid, along with this lifespan in male and the female, you can see the function of mitochondria decline with age, both in male and the female. So mitochondrial function declines with age, very clearly related to the oxidative protein and the lipids. So in our body, there is an oxidant burden, oxidative stress. Small amount of oxidative free radicals function as a signal transduction, but accumulated more and more will cause cell necrosis. eventually cause damage of our health condition, and then to the sub-health condition, and then eventually to the disease condition. So this is the chart from health to sub-health to disease. Fortunately, in our body, there's a system called the antioxidant system. Work against this oxidative stress. It brought the disease production and then push this sub-health condition back to the health condition. So this is the antioxidant story. And now we understand why we are always talking about antioxidant, lactate, G3, right? Now let's look at the mitochondria here. With this antioxidant system in our mitochondria, it will reduce the oxygen-free radical and then reduce the oxidative stress, and then make more and more energy production. So this is the two functions of an antioxidant: reduce the oxygen-free radical and increase the energy production. We are very familiar about LAPAC and the G3. They contain a lot components work on the oxidative stress, reduce the oxidative stress, reduce the damage to the mitochondria. Over 40 antioxidant ingredients in LAPAC. This antioxidant system is a chain story, and the chain system contains some lipid-soluble antioxidant like vitamin E, and also some of the water-soluble antioxidants. They work together as a system to help the body to increase the antioxidant capacity against the oxygen-free radicals. And with use our scanner, we can see using the LAPAC for 8 weeks, and the skin carotenoids, the index increased to 44%. Very significant compared to control. This is our scanner. So anti-aging and longevity. Anti-aging includes increased antioxidant capacity, reduce the oxidative stress, reduce the oxidative damage to the mitochondria, and increase the bioenergy production in mitochondria. In this way, we can prevent age-related disease, like reduce the risk of the cardiovascular disease, promote cell health, prevent cancer, promote respiratory health, and mental health, prevent dementia, and also promote stamina and healthy sexual function. Cellular function. We know key green is a good antioxidant product, but also key green promotes longevity. And this is the study done in Japan. Over 8,000, more than 8,000 subjects involved in this study, and they look at the mean age of death, and they divided this 8,500 people to male group and a female group, and the green bar represents those people drink tea less than 3 cups a day, and the blue bar represents those people drink green tea 4 to 9 cups a day, and the green bar shows those people drink more tea, over 10 cups a day. So for both men and the women, we can see the same tendency: drink more tea, they live longer. The average death and the age of death, they live longer. So this chart, this study shows a very clear picture, provides a very clear picture to us. Green tea promotes longevity. And we know there are at least 6 different categories in our green tea. And they are very potent antioxidants and reduce DNA damage. And the green tea contains 97% polyphenols. Among them, 65% are catechins, and 38% is EGCG, and it virtually eliminates all the caffeine. The first function of T-green is DNA protection, maintaining a normal cell function and anti-aging. We see this chart many times. Using T-green for 12 weeks increased the SOD activity, superoxide dismutase activity, by 13%. Because of that, the antioxidant capacity increased. In the same study, after 12 weeks, lipoperoxide reduced 34%. Lipoperoxide is an oxygen-free radical. That's a very damaging, very strong damaging radicals. So this study shows T-green promotes increased antioxidant capacity and at the same time enhance the oxygen-free radical scavenging capacity. And this study was done by Les Meter, who is a professor in Kansas University. He used the reversal of an Amos mutagenesis test. And this test, he looked at the DNA protection potency with increase in the dosage of T-green, and then we can see an increased potency, DNA protection potency by T-green. And also, when he used the pure EGCG, this effect is even greater than T-green. But it doesn't mean we should use the pure EGCG, because the combination of the 6 different kinds of catechin in T-green provide better function in other functions. But for DNA protection, the EGCG is the strongest catechin. So the conclusion here, T-green is a powerful antioxidant, scavenges oxygen-free radical and reduces oxidative damage, and it protects the DNA, prevents the cell damage from pollution, stress, and toxin, and will also reduce the aging process. The second function of the T-green is eliminating the abnormal cells and maintaining normal cell population and functions. This chart shows a cell, normal cell, and the cell apoptosis. On the left side, this is a normal cell. On the surface of normal cell, there is some kind of signal. This signal tells your immune system, okay, says, I'm normal, don't bother me. Okay, let me work normally. But sometimes this normal cell getting mutant or infected. Those mutant cell and the infected cell, they change the surface signal and tells the immune system, okay, there's something wrong inside the cells. Your immune system, you need to work in a certain way to help me to go through this apoptosis process. Those apoptotic cells or aged cells will go through this phagocytosis process. Using this concept, Dr. Marie in Purdue University, he did this experiment. He used 3 different cells, normal cell and 2 different mutant cells. And he incubated this cell with or without T-green at 37 degrees C for 72 hours. And eventually, he'll look at the apoptosis, cell apoptosis. Let's look at the result. This is 3 cells, normal cell, and 2 mutant cells. If they grow in an environment without T-green, you can see the cell structure are very normal. They look like very happy living in the environment, right? But with T-green, it's a normal cell, doesn't change too much. The cell structure is still the same, very normal compared to the culture without the T-green. But for mutant cell, you can see that all the structure changed. Only you can see some very light, very dense light spots. Those are apoptotic cells. So from conclusion is, from this study, Tigrin promotes apoptosis of mutant cells, but it doesn't affect normal cells. So the second function of Tigrin is Tigrin assesses the apoptosis of damaged, mutant, or aging cell, maintaining healthy cell population and functions. Second product for the cell function is reishi, and we know the reishi max is a good product. And in the old TCM literature, we can see many records for the reishi, and the longest one is back to 2,300 years ago. And we pick up the red reishi as our raw material. The Latin name is Gardnerella lucidum. And we use the organic tree trunk cultivation method, and in an area free pesticides, free heavy metal, and no microbial contamination. Every time we see the reishi, we will mention this farm as a preparatory manufacturing process. This process is so important to the reishi product. The first part of the reishi is we use the red reishi and going through this process and get extracted the active components from this reishi mushroom. This is what's done in neutral factory. And also our reishi contains some cracked reishi spores. On the left side, you can see an electronic microscope picture. And the reishi spores looks like the orange seeds, but much smaller. You can't see by naked eyes. You have to look at this under electronic microscope. But spores, the reishi spores with a very hard, very strong shell, and the active ingredient inside are not available through our intestine. So we have to use a certain kind of process to crack the spores. This picture shows 100% cracked spores. So our reishi Max product contains two components, reishi extract and cracked reishi spores. It contains 6% reishi triterpene and 13.5% reishi polysaccharides. This study was done by Dr. Sliva, and published this data in 2003. And we saw this paper in 2004, and we feel so strange. This is an American professor, and he studied Chinese herb. But very excited, we found the reishi Max in this study shows the best function, best effect in anti-cancer. This is a study that used the cancer cell migration as the indicator, showing reishi Max is the best product among all the products tested. So we talked to this professor, and this professor said, okay, because reishi Max contains both the mushroom extract and the cracked spores, that's why the reishi Max is the most potent product. And then we talked to him. I said, no, not all story. That's true. The reishi Max contains mushroom extract and the cracked spores. But also, reishi Max contains a high amount of actives. This slide shows the reishi triterpenes and reishi Max here with a very high content of triterpene. And also, the other part of the actives is polysaccharides. And Dr. Wang, Chi-Wei Wang, he found two special polysaccharides which are active in immune functions. Particularly this one is called the alpha-mannan backbond. Contains one special monosaccharide unit called fucose. And using this information, we developed a test. Testing the fucose containing reishi polysaccharides. This chart shows Reishi Max contains the highest amount of glucose in the Reishi Max when compared to all other products. And none of those products contains as high as glucose containing polysaccharides as we Reishi Max. So we expand this active ingredient, both Reishi triterpene and Reishi polysaccharides, to Dr. Sliwa. And then he understands why Reishi Max is better than other products. So talk about the Reishi function in immune. One part is hormonal immune, which is blocking and eliminating those infectious agents with hormonal molecules such as immunoglobulin G. And also another part is a cell-mediated immune. And this chart shows the function of the immune Reishi Max in immune pharmacology. Enhanced activity of macrophage, stimulate the B cell proliferation, and increase the secretion, increase the amount of antibodies, and stimulate the T cell proliferation and modulating the T cell function, and also enhance the NK cell function, increase the secretion of interferon gamma. And Dr. Sliwa published this data, the synergy of Reishi Max and T-green in cancer. He published this in 2006. This is a poster he presented in a meeting and published in that journal. And this is the data he showed in his paper. And if we look at this data, if we use only T-green without the Reishi Max, then we can see it with the activity inhibition of cell migration. The activity increased with the increase of the T-green use dosage. And if we use only the Reishi Max without T-green, you can see also the inhibition activity increase with the dose increase. And with this Reishi Max, if you add a little bit T-green, and the inhibition activity increase a lot. And then use more T-green, the activity increase more, and then use the highest dose of T-green combined with Reishi Max. It shows the best result in inhibition of cell migration. This is a cancer cell. And he published this data, we published it together in 2007. He's his assistant, and this is me, and Dr. Sliwa. We published this data together. Okay, if we put together, in vitro study shows the synergy of Reishi Max and the T-green in anti-cancer, reduce the cancer cell proliferation, reduce the cancer cell invasion, and reduce the cancer cell metastasis. And also in vivo study, and also showed the synergy of Reishi Max and T-green in anti-cancer in mice and rats. Reduce the tumor growth in cancer rats, and also increase the survival rate. Sorry, this is basically E. Survival rate of cancer rats, delayed deaths. So we call this combination of the Reishi Max and the T-green as the best combination of the cell protection and the immune health. And then the other part is the obesity. Obesity is a big factor affecting the longevity, affecting the lifespan, and related to the metabolism. This is a chart published by WHO in 2004 in US and China. And if you look at here, the cardiovascular diseases is the majority part in both China and America. And also the cancer is about 22% to 29%. So for the cardiovascular diseases, this slide shows all the risk factors: smoking, LDL cholesterol increase, HDL cholesterol decrease, and the triglycerol increase, and blood pressure increase. Particularly central obese is the very important risk factor for cardiovascular disease, inflammation, and glucose metabolism, mental pressure, and other things as well. And for all those reducing risk factors, how to reduce this risk. All products shows a promising result. Quit smoking, reduce the body fat percentage, and also reduce body fat percentage for this lipid metabolism. Reduce the body weight for the hypertension, and also the calorie control, the TRA for central obese. We'll talk more about this. And the T-green and the LAPAC for glucose metabolism and reduce the body fat percentage, also good for anti-inflammation. And also the cortisol for mental control, and the exercise as well to reduce the risk. All those factors are good for reduce the risk of the cardiovascular diseases. The calorie restriction is another way for body weight control for obesity. This is a twin monkey here, the same age. If you look at their skin disease, this is definitely getting very old, getting some age-related disease. And on the left side, they have a nice fair and the skin. And this one looks much older than the other monkey. Right? If you look at the mortality rate and age-related disease rate, calorie-restricted group shows much less incidence percentage of age-related disease, and the control group without calorie restriction shows much more age-related disease. And also, if we look at the survival, calorie restriction shows better result. If we look at the 30 years old, so survival, the mortality decreased a lot, about 1/3. On central obese, shortens the lifespan. On the top part is a man, and the lower part is a woman, and the horizontal axis is a weight circumference, and we can see the waist increase, and the relative death risk increased significantly. If we have, according to the analysis, obesity shortened 2 to 4 years off the average lifespan. Very obese can shorten the lifespan by 8 to 10 years. So central obesity is a very dramatic factor affecting our lifespan. Normal people with normal waist, this is the number for men and women, and if the waist circumference increase doubled, and the mortality increased and the lifespan decreased. For each 5 centimeter increase in waist circumference, mortality risk increased by 17% in men and 30% in women. So all this data shows that obesity is a big factor in affecting the lifespan. So TRA, Singapore, you're doing very, very, very good in TRA cells. This is a right approach, right nutrition, right supplements, right exercise, and also the right control, right tool. With our scanner, this is control, monitor, oxidative capacity in the body. And very importantly, the TRA passed the HSA examination test. and showing many success process and the patent, US patent, and the scanner. You can use the scanner to monitor oxidative capacity in the body. And this slide shows the product feature, controls carbohydrate craving and boosts thermogenesis, increase the sugar metabolism and control stress, and increase the fat metabolism and inhibit fat storage. And this is the US patent for TRA weight loss system. And also with the use this TRA system, your scanner score increased. LabPack offset the oxidative stress. We use the LabPack and the TRA so that the scanner score increased 24%. So comparing two systems, our competitor also have certain kind of a weight control system, but all these systems are not consistent at the end. They have a yo-yo syndrome and a weight rebound in many cases. But with our system, reduce the body fat and build up the muscle, and increase the metabolism, and also tone and the shape with the muscle build up, and eventually sustainable in the long-term weight control and without increased oxidative stress. This is a TRA key product concept. And many people here already experienced a better result. And then finally, we'll touch this part, environmental and the lifestyle. And then we come back to this chart. All the environmental factors in the lifestyle will affect the aging process and work on the YGC expression. And we just showed the LabPack and the G3 work on the oxidative stress, and the Richimax and the T-Green and provide a better cell health promotion. And then now we are working on this environmental analysis and they change the gene expression for anti-aging as well. And we now in the US, we have this modality that will help to work on the cell function. And we just mentioned the TRA, and we are waiting for the second generation of TRA, if we will. And also we leave this spot for future product development. This is of the hormone imbalance. We hope we can we can live longer and younger. Right? So this is the age-lock concept. The age-lock, using this age-lock, this is a technology. Use this age-lock to directly target the source of the aging, to reduce the aging appearance and prevent this damaging effect to our body. None of our competitors have this research tool. So what is the age-lock? Age-lock is a research technology. And the age-lock is exclusive access to 30 years anti-aging genetic information, genetic research information. And the access enables unique discovery of the role of YGC, the youth gene cluster in aging. And also the YGC identifies several hundred of genes associated with aging, and target those genes for developing a product, for screening and conform the final product, and also use this product to reset the gene expression of YGCs. Let me give you an example here. Using the age-lock technology, and we see so many clusters showing very great change. Those genes in these clusters in red means upregulated genes, and those in blue shows down-regulated genes with aging. Okay, so when we getting old, those genes express more, and those genes in blue express less. So this is the YGC. We call it a YGC. They have a unique pattern during aging process. From those 300 genes, we call the clusters, we found that 52 genes are related to mitochondrial function. So we call that the mitochondrial YGC. And this chart shows the expression, gene expression. Red means highly expressed, and the blue means low expressed. If we look at these genes expressed in 5-month-old mice and compared to 25-month-old mice, and we found that those genes express less in the young animals. They express much, much more in old animals. But on the other hand, those genes expressing very high in young animals and become less and less expressed in old mice. So this is an aging-related change using this HLOC technology. And we very focus on the mitochondrial YGC. And 25 months old, we found age-related changes pattern here. And we use this technology to screen different ingredients. And fortunately, we found this one is very unique. If you compare this old mice with consumption of ingredient 4 compared to the young mice, they are very, very similar, right? This ingredient is our very great product. And then we look at the lifespan study. This study lasted for 3 years. And we start with the 12 months old, all the way to all the mice dead. And the CS4 group shows a much better result compared to the placebo control, vehicle control, and very significant. Quatermass extends maximum lifespan of mice. And also, another of our great products, Richimax, shows very good result as well. This study not done yet. We still have one little guy still living around, still living around. Yeah, but Richimax now is not in our HR product yet, and it will be. And we published this data in Austrian Club of California, and we won a Nutraceutical Research Award. This is the study we present in the meeting. So YGC expression at a useful level, after we reset gene expression, the productivity of the cells increase. This is from genetic level to the cellular level. And then we feel better, we feel young. We see the whole body level. And we studied the finished product, HLOC product. And the HLOC improves exercise endurance. And it improves the glucose metabolism and the antioxidant capacity in aging model. So this study we published in FAST meeting this year, early this year. And this is a group, lectin group, HLOC partners, and this is our research SAB meeting. And there are two parts of aging. One is the cellular energy reduction, and the other is a toxic build-up in the body. So we work on these two components and show you downwards scanning here. And the cellular purification declines, and the energy production declines, so they are intertwining and working together and causing aging here. So the product development concept for R-Square is we use the Renew for cellular purification and the detoxification, and also we use the Recharge for physical, mental, and sexual health. And these two products become a combo, and I think will be in Singapore in the near future to identify the YTC genes and target those gene expression and reset those genes. And the goal is to make cellular energy production increase and increase the cellular purification capability. And this is the study for Nu Skin and Lifegene cooperation in science. And we published this study early this year. And our technology, each of technology, won a innovation 2011 award. This is a Mark Bartlett to receive this award. So targeting the source of the aging for living younger and longer. This is the topic for today, and I will show you some interesting video here. This is a training mouse. We studied in aging lab.
I used to rule the world, season rise
One mouse is in the control group, the other is in the format facility group. So the mouse on the left is under the normal diet, and the mouse on the right is under the normal diet with each one.
I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes. Listen as the crowd would sing. The real king is dead, long live the king. 1 minute I held the key. Next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle's
Where was the mouse in the control group that 1 week short is 3 years old? Okay, the normal lifespan is 2.5 years old to 3 years old. So this is the very last one that 1 week short is 3 years old. The very last one in the Polymax group lasts almost 4 years old. So every 3 years of lifespan for mice, they increase to 1 year. That's incredible, right? Incredible. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Josh Chu. I believe all of us have gained insight on the 5 elements of anti-aging, and we know that the age of discovery will definitely change the way we age. It targets at the source of aging, not just at the signs of aging. Nu Skin has once again demonstrated the difference and overwhelmed us with all the products coming in the pipeline. We know that we will never age with our team of scientists around us. Today, Nu Skin anti-aging system has benefited many of us. And it's our privilege to have 3 product users who has come forward to share their testimonial. Our first testimonial I would like to invite is a 53-year-old businessman who used to take his health for granted till a wake-up call. Shall we invite him to share with us his experience? Please join me to welcome Mr. Bert Quack on stage.
Good evening. First I would like to thank Nu Skin and the committee for this invitation to share tonight. I hope through my sharing, the usage of the products, the benefits especially, that it will also help you all to share with people with similar health conditions, similar challenges to improve, to benefit as well. Now, let's move on to the first one. Now, here are a lot of similar, I believe, conditions which most of us when we age. Because one thing that is sure is when we age, our immune function declines, our ability to cope also deteriorates. Now here I have insomnia, long-sightedness, which is common for most people who age, and severe knee pain. Now severe knee pain and cold receptors, somehow they are sort of tied in, because I used to exercise a lot. In fact, extremely active in my younger days. So for most people who are extremely active, over a period of time of inactivity, especially when they start working, you find that this inactivity will result in more severe health challenges. So I had difficulty even walking upstairs, walking up to not even a flight of stairs. I will feel pain, and I will need to rest before I actually proceed. Now the core receptors, this one is pretty unique because whenever the knee comes into contact with anything cold water, marble slab, I will feel a sharp pain, as if there are thousands of needles piercing. So these core receptors is something extremely unbearable. And constipation, again, a very common symptoms. Now, alongside with this, I would just like to digress for a while and share how I actually came to this business. Now, I was very active. I was doing my own business for 30 over years, and I was one of those, like many of you here, very skeptical, not believing in MLM or the products until I was challenged. One morning I woke up. Now probably for years the symptoms were there, but like many of us, we choose to ignore the early signs until the hard reality actually came in. So one morning I woke up and I realized that I virtually lost the use of my arm. And then my neck, my whole expression was, I was unable to maintain look at somebody directly and talk to the person without the head shaking. So after a while, I realized the whole morning I couldn't hold a pen, I couldn't hold a cup, I couldn't hold a chopstick. It becomes very scary. The alarm bell triggered immediately. So I went for a series of tests which spread over 6 months, cost a lot, a lot of MRI tests, CT scans costing tens of thousands. And the final result, I was diagnosed with a minor nerve disorder. A minor nerve disorder, muscular dystrophy, which if not treated, will eventually lead to Parkinson's disease. So I was issued a lot of medication which produces a lot of side effects. I believe those who have a similar situation or who have friends with similar challenges will understand. You just need to take one small slice, 5 mg, 10 mg, and even those 10 mg, they ask you to cut into four parts. The moment you take one, the whole arm, just stiffen. And then you take the next one at night, the other arm stiffen. The next day you take one, the whole body stiffen. So you find that the side effects are terrible. And when I call the doctor, he said it's part of the recovery process. Now, how many of you have heard that? It's very new. But when it happens to you, it is nothing exciting actually. So anyway, I was eventually, I went through, because of that, the medical drugs didn't help. So I turned to advice from a lot of people. I turned to MLM, I turned to TCM. I tried a lot of methods, orthodox, unorthodox, and over 2.5 years, I actually went through 26 different companies, A to Z. A company, 2M company, 1E company, different MLM company to try all their core products. And I took a lot of their antioxidant, one whole box, but nothing helped. Okay, so until my sponsor actually introduced me to G3. So when I was first approached, she asked me what's my antioxidant score. What's my antioxidant score? Now we just heard a lot about antioxidant or oxidative stress. Anyway, I said I'm pretty sure my score is high because I've been taking 2.5 years, but my score only reached 20,000. How many of you here have scored below 20,000 or higher than 20,000? A lot, but my score was only 20,000. So anyway, I was told maybe my body wasn't responding, cannot absorb. So the G3 will help. So I started with G3, took for several months. My score went up from 20 to 22 to 23 to 27 eventually, over 3 months. And senses came back. I find that I was able to write, I was able to control. I'm now able to even hold the mic. Okay? But the most important, after 2 years together with LifePad, okay, eventually my score went up to 105,000. But most important, I think the best part is the whole, if you can see on the right side, the after. Now I'm able to sleep better, I'm able to walk better, I'm able to perform most of the normal chores better. So with that, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bert Craig. Next, we have an ex-teacher who leads a stressful lifestyle, and like many of us, she started off with zero ski knowledge, and now she has found a way to keep her Asian history. Please join me to welcome Ms. Rosanne.
Hi, good evening everyone. I would like to thank Ms. Kim for giving me this opportunity to be on stage. Now, like what the MC mentioned, I'm a very stressed teacher. Not really that I don't care about my looks, but I really do not know how to take care about my looks and my skin. I actually went to beauty salon, have my 20 session and cost me about 2,000 plus. But when I go there, I don't really know anything about skincare. I just let the beautician do on my face, and whatever they suggested, I accepted. So I find that I'm wasting my time. First, I'm very busy, I'm wasting my time. And second, sometimes I didn't go for 2 weeks, or even 1 month for facial. So definitely doesn't do, it doesn't help at all about my skin. So what happened is, okay, this is how I actually embarked on ageLOC. Actually, I've been not a faithful skincare user. I tried anything that anyone recommend, I would try. But when I heard about ageLOC, I know that it has this gene technology. I'm very excited because first I understand that ageLOC is already a scientific product. Okay, there's already research by over 150 scientists. So I know that it will definitely do benefit to myself. So I tried, and you can see from day 0 to day 7. Okay, actually this is only 1 week, but you can see the amazing result. I find that if I were to use it forever, definitely I will definitely anti-age me. Okay, you can look this close-up view of my photo. Okay, especially my iPad. As you can see that I'm a mother of 3, so sleeping is definitely something that I really miss. So with this, I find that using ageLOC for just 7 days can really do me wonders. Okay, so this is a half day. Actually, it's quite daring for me to actually show my before photo. But I would say that pigmentation is in the genes within my family because, genetically, right, you can actually know if you age, how you will look like just by looking at your aunties. So I know all my aunties have pigmentation problem. So I know that if I don't do anything, I will definitely have the pigmentation problem, and it really affect my confidence because as you can see, I'm a very small size lady. Okay, but one thing I would like to encourage everybody, a lot of some of my friends think that ageLOC is expensive, but seriously, if you think about it, right, if you take the secret transformation set, 1 whole box consisting of 4 items is only $500, and you use the ageLOC secret of transformation set, and you actually target over 130 genes compared to those in the market. 1 tube can easily cost $400 and only targets maybe 1 or 2 genes. So in terms of value, I think this is definitely worth your money. And besides that, like I mentioned, I went to beauty salon, spent over $2,000 on 20 sessions, and I don't transform. So you tell your friends this secret of you, spend 2,600 and you'll definitely transform because it really targets and respects your genes. Okay, and on top of that, I find that why not not we embark on this billion-dollar industry? Because as a normal teacher like me, if I can actually educate myself about how to take care of my skin, now I can actually impart this knowledge to all the adults and all my family members, and I think I'm helping a lot of people to save money and save time. So I find that being a normal teacher, I do not have any capital to be a shareholder of the SKY or Lang something, but this AgeLock and with New Skin platform, we can actually embark on this business together and make this as part of your business, as a business and something that can get you back more money. And with that, I would like to end my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosani. Last but not least, we have a retiree who has successfully shed off his fats, even at the age of 62 years old with TRA Weight Management Program. His message to all of us today is, you don't have to be young to live young. Even a retiree like him can retire to live young again by keeping all of the good and none of bad with him. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Mr. Jamil.
Good evening, distinguished guest, Dr. Josh Chu, fellow colleagues, and everyone here in the hall. Good evening. Well, I lost my health when I was around 40, 49. I got knee pain. I got a host of other problems with my body. I weigh about 96 kilograms. So 2004, I embarked on life pack and tried to reduce my weight, but I stagnated at 84. Couldn't move anymore until 2009. I'm about to retire. May 2009 was my retirement date. 60 years old. Now I got to do something about that. I've taken life back and the knee pain is gone, but my weight stagnated at 84. I couldn't move no matter what I did. I did a lot of exercise because no more knee pain. I can run, I can jog, can do all that I want. But the weight still stays at 84. Now, my wife went through the TRA program and I got back my girlfriend. Wow, I said, it's amazing. I want to try before I retire. So, February, I embarked on the TRA program with another two friends of mine who are also 60 years old, 61, 62, and I'm 60. So, that's me. At 84 kilograms. Nice look, but I couldn't go any further than that. So after the TRA program, I shed 5.2 kilograms at 78.8 kilograms, and look at the muscles and the fat, six pack. No, I didn't go to the gym. Every morning after wake up before I go to school, I do sit-ups, I do push-ups. It started with 5 and end up with 60. I could do 60 with TRA. So when I went up on stage, May 19, 2009, my students looked at me and said, "Wow, look at that man. At 60, he could pack. My God, there's something going on." So I became an inspiration to many of the kids. So I retired. I don't want to go anymore. In fact, the principal said you can continue up to doing up to 60, 67, 65. I don't want. At 60, stop. So that's myself, at the side view of it. How I weight, my waistline has gone down, more confident, more active. Now I go for the most exercise that I love, jogging. 3-kilometer run, which I couldn't do at 49. That was the baby born. My wife Azima gave me a gold nugget. I got 4 children. The first one is 30 years old, the second one is 27, the third one is 22, but this one, 10 years old now. I think it's large fat. Now that boy, 10 years ago, haggard, 10 years ago, I was about 50 years old, 49, 50 years old, haggard, really very haggard. And I was the head of department in the school, teaching as head of department for 30 years, been teaching for 40 years, and have molded the youth of the nation. Now, I want to go on again. When you say retire, it's not R-E-T-I-R-E, but R-E-T-Y-R-E. Then you put a new tire. So, I got students who call me and ask me, Mr. John, can we go to the gym? Now, I brought my son to the gym there and showed him some of the rudiments of exercise. If you want to go see it, you really want to build your body. But I didn't go building my body. I went for 3-kilometer run. Now I can do the 3 kilometer now under 15 minutes. Wow. I got a stamina, Codimax. Flex care. Bone formula. Wow, that's wonderful. Now, I was featured in the paper. That was me when I hit 60. Someone told straight time, and they came over to my place and said, "What's the secret?" I said, "I went to this TRA program, New Skin." I said. Now, with TRA, I became the product of the product, and people look at me and say, "How did you get that?" Well, if you want, come over. We have guest events. We have presentation, we have bomb, we have super bomb, and come and take a look. Come and take a look and see how you can transform. And by that, I invited more and more people, and as a result, my organization, you know, one TRA is 1,000 points. No? The last time when you go to push life pack, I don't know how many life pack you're going to put to get 1,000 points. But now, with one TRA, you can have 1,000 points. And that's so actually there's income coming in, generous income, and some of them can hit executive for just 2 months with 3 people coming in, the next month 3 people. So those who wish to go, even if you are 60, you still can go on. With that, I thank New Skin for giving me back my youth, my health, and my fitness. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Javier. And now we have heard so much from our testimonials on how New Skin has transformed their life. Next will be the most exciting moment for all of us here. It's the lucky draw time. And now I would like to invite our New Skin Singapore Director of Distributor Success, Ms. Neo Chui, to be back on stage to help us pick 3 lucky winners. So we shall see who is the first lucky winner for tonight's session. So make sure you have your tickets with you. Okay, I have the first winner in my hand now. The numbers start with 1 and end with an 8. 1 and end with an 8. Number 1278. Congratulations, please come on stage. My second winner, the numbers start with a 1 and end with a 6. The second number is 2. 1, 2, something 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Can I have the lucky winner on stage? Okay, now we see who is the third lucky winner for today. Wow, this is a very nice number. 1, 0, 5, 0. 1050. Congratulations to all 3 lucky winners. And the prize for tonight is a G3 Superfood brand that comes with a 10 pouches convenient pack for you to have to boost your antioxidant score on the go. Shall we gather in the center of the stage? Please stay on stage for a good photo. Congratulations to all lucky winners. And thank you, Chewy. Other than our 3 lucky winners tonight, we have many more lucky winners who have won themselves a fabulous incentive trip to Australia Gold Coast with all the expenses paid by Nu Skin. Let us now watch a video highlight of this exclusive trip and congratulate them when you see them. Congratulations to our Australian trip winner, and today Nu Skin has presented to you the age of discovery and how Nu Skin has turned this scientific breakthrough into our nutritional supplements and skincare products to a pipeline of anti-aging products. And today I encourage all of you to take up the Nu Skin business opportunity and you'll be on your way to time and financial freedom. I hope you have gained insight from tonight's session. So take action now to help yourself and others to live younger and longer. With that, we come to the end of today's presentations. I hope you have enjoyed the program. Thank you for your time and good night.